of ShayS Relationship Files. And I hope everyone's doing well today. I hope everyone's staying safe out there. And please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And today we're going to talk about the 4C's of a relationship. Now, the 4C's of a relationship is communication, cooperation, consideration, and compatibility. So we're going to talk about those four this morning. And it was this article that I read that I thought was really good at explaining these essentials when it comes to relationships and why they are important. So let's start off with communication. It is crucial to avoid using derogatory language and pay close attention to our nonverbal cues. Check that your voice tone matches your facial expression and communicate using I statements. It might be helpful to express your expectations. And another thing I just wanted to add to when it comes to communication, you guys are familiar with Keisha Core, uh, Gucci Man's wife. She mentioned something that I thought was really a good advice to other married couples. She says she makes sure when she does talk to her husband about things that she doesn't raise her voice, that she shows him respect, that she doesn't curse at him, and she expects the same in him not to curse at her, which is very important because just like they said in this article about communication, derogatory language. So even if you're really upset at something, you should still do your best to try to keep the respect factor and not curse at your mate just because something he did or something she did or said. You still want to keep that respect line in there. And I like how it also says check your voice tone that matches your facial expression, because sometimes we could be saying one thing in a calm tone, but then our facial expression says something totally different. So we want to be careful with how we look by facial, which especially personally for me, because I know when I'm talking or expressing my feelings about anything, my face shows everything. So that's just why another reason why I always try to be honest, because even if I try to act like something doesn't bother me, or if I try to act like this situation is not irritating, my face tells everything. So I have to really be truthful when it comes to how I feel. Excuse me, or when I'm discussing something, because my face definitely shows if I'm being sincere or if I'm just saying something just to make peace, or if I'm being truthful or not. Excuse me. And it also mentioned when it came to the communication of wants to others, if you feel like you aren't getting what you want out of the relationship, even having known someone for years and months, you still need to explain your thoughts and feelings, because humans cannot read minds. And I thought that was such a great way to put it, because no matter how long we've been with our husband or wife, we still learning some things about each other, even if it's been 10 years, 11 years, whatever the case may be. We still are learning about who we are and the characteristics of who we are. And we want to sometimes we have to take the time to explain to that person the things we may dislike or the things we may not agree with sometimes. So that's still something that's important to do, even if you've been together for a long time. And the next C's they talk about is cooperation. Cooperation, it says there is a telltale indication of a healthy relationship for the relationship advantage. Both parties cooperate, and actually, collaboration is the cornerstone of productive alliances. So now cooperation means sometimes it's good to make a compromise for each other because you don't want to be the person that just expects for someone to go all out for you, but you don't ever kind of show the same support back or just support them in their endeavors as much as they support you. So, and also cooperation involves in not being kind of nagging or irritating about every little subject. Just to sometimes it's best to be like, okay, it's not worth trying to make an argument or upset. Just kind of just say, okay, I'm gonna just you know agree to disagree and just try to be a team player. And they had an example in here, how it says the knowledge and capabilities of each person complement one another in any simple situation. And a similar thing happens when you run into the appropriate person. Hence, you two might create order from chaos and never be late for anything. So I like how it says order from chaos. So even if it's a chaotic situation, when you are together as a partner, as a team, it turns into something positive. So yeah, that's definitely another important trait to have is cooperation. And the third is consideration. And consideration is when successful partnerships all have a fundamental quality. The partnership in each partner are receiving the greatest care possible from each other. And they're always thinking of the other person. So consideration is basically a big important thing, not only thinking about yourself. So this goes along the line of not being selfish in your relationship, not just making everything about you. You want to also consider your partner, even when your partner may not be making a point for you to consider them. You should be the one to always think about how would this help with this, what would this help with. It shouldn't just be only about you only. When you make decisions of a household or anything, you want to make sure it affects everyone in the household in a positive way, not only just thinking about, oh, what would I like, or what would this, it's not just about you, which they mentioned this is frequently lacking in relationships. That a lot of relationships that fail is because they don't consider each other's feelings. They kind of just focus on just, oh, I as an individual, when you should be considering each other as much as possible, because then that also helps the person feel loved too, because you considering their feelings even without them saying anything. And it says it shouldn't be the case that one individual is working harder than the other. So it shouldn't be someone considering the other person so much to the point where that other partner is not considering them. It should be almost an equal stance when it comes to consideration. So both parties should be showing consideration to each other. And the next one they talk about is compatibility. And it says consider what you truly desire in a companion. And this is one of the things I talked about in the old video. Because if you don't take time to get to know yourself first before dating and marrying somebody, then you're not able to know what you truly want or look for in a person. Because the compatibility part mentions How what character traits do you find appealing or valuable in a person? And the only way you would know that is if you took the time to know yourself first. Then you know what you like and dislike, what things you are willing to love about a person, what things that get on your nerves. So that's why it's also important to, and but also at the same time, I say not be so picky, because I've heard the craziest stories of people just being a little bit too picky when it comes to meeting someone. Like, I get the serious things, like of course you don't want them to be a psycho killer or do be a weird doing weird things or nothing, but it's some things I've heard that's like stupid that some people would consider as valuable as a person. Because I feel like if the person is kind, has a spiritual relationship, is a person that will be there for you and go above and beyond to make sure you have what you need, those type of things for me are considered a valuable trait, but you have to actually look and see what's valuable to you. And they pointed out they may also be the cause of your enjoyment of a person's company, which is essential when trying to develop a successful relationship. And then the fourth C they had on here, which I believe that I passed up. Nope. So yeah. So those are the four traits of 4 C's, I call it, when it comes to relationships. And those are some really good things to keep in mind and to keep going even as you continue to grow in your marriage and everything. You still should continue. Mainly the two that I say are the most important is communication and consideration. That's going to be a continued thing to continue to improve on and continue to work on as a married couple on a daily basis, because sometimes you can get to a point of comfortability where you forget those things. Like I always hear people say all the time, like, do some of the things that you did when you met. Like those things are important to continue to include even after it's been 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, because those are things that brought you guys together. And that is my thought for today's topic, the 4 C's in relationships. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of ShayS Relationship Files. Again, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And I hope you guys continue to stay safe out there. Again, remember to like, share, subscribe. And I'll see you guys next episode, which I will be doing a review on the season finale of Doubling Down with the Doricos, which will be coming on, I believe, either today or Sunday. If it's today, I will do a review tomorrow. If it's this weekend, then I won't be doing a review till Monday. But I will see you guys tomorrow either way. Even if I don't end up able to review the episode, I'll just do another topic. But otherwise, I will see you guys tomorrow, and peace.